Hello dear students, welcome back to the NCERT class of 9th standard. Dear students, in the previous class we have completed one topic that is about the matter in our surroundings, and that is we are going to study the chapter 2 is matter around is fever. Then dear students, before going to study we have to know that whatever the things around us, is it fever? See, or we are purchasing the things from the or materials from the shops, and we can say that we are saying commonly we are saying that the whatever the we have purchased the boxes and all, for example ghee box and all, that we are saying a that 100% pure milk is 100% pure, we are saying. But if we are asking to a scientist, he is telling these things are not pure. According to him, or according to a scientist, the pure things are those things which contains a single component. A pure substance is a thing that contains that contains a single thing. Next, dear students, he is going to tell the milk is a mixture. Milk is a mixture. Milk contains the different components. That milk contains water, fats, proteins, etc. See, it is a mixture of different two or more things. That is, it is not a pure. Like that, today we are going to study about the mixture. Mixture is a substance which is formed by the mixing of two or more substances, physically or chemically. Now, dear students, we are going to study the types of mixture. There are two types of mixtures are there. Today we are going to study, that is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. For that we have to study one activity. That is, we have to divide the whole class into 4 groups. Group A, Group B, Group C and Group D. For Group A, for all these groups we have to give the beakers. Along with that we have to give the 50 ml of water for each groups. And next, for Group A, we have to give the 50 ml of water and 1 spatula full of copper sulfate. And for Group B, we have to give 50 ml of water and 2 spatula full of copper sulfate. Group C, we have to give the 50 ml of water and different quantity of copper sulfate and potassium permanganate. And for Group D, we have to give the different quantity of copper sulfate or potassium permanganate. Next, dear students, we can also take, instead of copper sulfate, we can use the sugar solution also. We can use the sugar solution instead of copper sulfate. If it is available, you can take it copper sulfate. If it is not available, you can take the sugar solution, sugar. And we have to dissolve it. We have to stir it with a glass rag. Then we will get a mixture here. Then we have to see the composition of all these 4 beakers. Here what happens? The sugar particles which we dissolve in the water, that will not be visible. Here we are seeing the different colors. Here also we are getting the different color. Potassium permanganate, it gives the red color. Here copper sulfate will give the blue color. But here sugar will not give the different colors. And the composition becomes same. Composition of sugar and water becomes same. Here the composition becomes different. That's why we can say that homogeneous mixture is a mixture in which the constituent particles or the constituents are getting uniform, or they will get mixed, and the constituents are unable to identify, and the constituents are unable to separate. The such mixtures are called as the homogeneous mixture. A mixture in which the constituent gets mixed uniformly, and next the constituents are unable to separate by any physical methods. But next, come to the heterogeneous mixture. The constituents are visible and can be separated by the physical methods, isn't it? Next, dear students, after this one we have to go to one activity, the second activity that you have mentioned in your textbook. That is, we have to divide the whole class, the students of whole class into 4 groups: Group A, Group B, Group C and Group D. Then for group A we have to give, for all these groups we have to give the 50 ml of water. Along with that we have to give the different components. See, for group A we have to give few crystals, 1 or 2 crystals of copper sulfate, and here 1 spatula full of copper sulfate. And group C we have to give chalk powder, 1 spatula full of copper chalk powder. And for group D we have to give the milk, some amount of, for example, 10 ml of milk we have to give. Then we have to stir it, we have to stir it well, we have to dissolve all these things, means by stirring well with the glass rod. Then we have to see the color. After this one, we have to go by these 3 experiments, these 3 experimental procedures. The first one, and for that, one by one we have to take the beakers. For that, we have to take the beakers and we have to pass the beam of light. We have to take a torch or a source of light. Take the beaker A, take a beaker A in which we have taken the copper sulfate or sugar solution, we have taken, and we have to pass the beam of light. We have to pass the beam of light. See what happens, dear students, and we have to observe, is there the ray of light is visible in this solution. A ray of light is visible under this solution, or in the solution the ray of light is visible or not, that we have to see. Next here, then group A, group B we can take there. Instead of 2 we can take any one. Next for group C we have to take, again here also we have to pass a beam of light with the help of torch or any source of light. Then see, here the beam of light is visible or not. We have taken the chalk powder. See what happens, here the ray of light will be visible. The ray of light will be visible. The next I will tell you why that light will be visible and all. Then here we have to take the group D solutions, and also here that is milk solution that we have taken, and here also we have to pass the beam of light, through which what happens, the ray of light will be also visible. By this experiment we can say that whatever the solute particles, we have taken the copper sulfate or sugar, instead of copper sulfate you can use the sugar solution also, the ray of light is not visible because the solute particles gets diffuses into the water molecule. The solute particles are very smaller. Solute particles are very smaller. That's why it will not scatter. When a beam of light is passes through the solution, particles of solution, the particle they scatters the beam of light. Here the particles are larger. That's why we are seeing the visible ray of light. You might have saw any holes at the roof during the morning, the dust will appears, means the ray of light is appears. Here also the ray of light will be visible when it passes through the milk solution. See, milk solution particles are also little but larger than that solution, but here more larger these particles. That much not, I am showing simply, that is that much of large particles are there. The next, dear students, we can clarify that here group A, group B contains solution, group C contains suspension, group D contains colloidal solution. Later we will study detail about this one. Now we will study about the first, that is about the solution. The solution is a homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent. See here, dear students, solute and solvent, homogeneous mixture. You know the homogeneous mixture, the constituents are non-visible and cannot be separate. See here, we have taken a beaker of water and in which we have added the sugar solution. The sugar gets diffuses. That is, sugar is a solute. And whatever the water is there, that is called as the solvent. That is, sugar solution is a homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent. Here solute is a sugar, next solvent is a water. That's why we can say that the solution in which the solution is a homogeneous mixture in which the solutes gets dissolved in the solvents. Next we have one doubt, or we are thinking that every time the solute is a solid, solvent is a liquid. means sugars are the solute, water is a liquid. Sugar is a solute, water is a liquid. When we mix it, that will produce a sugar solution. But there is no any restrictions. Solute may be solid, solute may be liquid, solute may be gas, solvent may be solid, liquid or gas. See one example I will tell you, that is alloy, that is a mixture, homogeneous mixture of two or more metals. Alloys are, that is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals, that is brass, that is a homogeneous mixture of that 30% of zinc with 70% of the copper, isn't it? Means